You're on the last episode in a 5-part series, so let's do a quick recap. In episode 1, you learned that you must keep the energy moving every 7 to 10 minutes, and the way to do that is to follow the CETA acronym. In episode 2, you learned how to use the C, which is being conversational with your audience. In episode 3, you discovered how to use the E, which stands for experience. Tim is cracking me up. And episode 4, you picked up the T, how to get your audience thinking about themselves. And in this final video, ta-da, you're gonna learn how to use the A for application.
Application. Now, you have told me before, your job as a presenter is to deliver value to your audience. And unless you are purely an entertainer, your job is to inspire them to take action as a result of what you're telling them. Well, can you build on that for us?
Absolutely. So one of the goals of every speaker, it doesn't matter if you're a paid speaker, it doesn't matter if you're speaking to bring in business, should be that you make your audience lives better. Like you give them something that changes their life for the better. The way you can do that is by providing action steps they can take to improve their lives after they've left your talk.
For example?
So for example, one of the things I speak on is crafting what I call your why story. This is a story you share that tells your audience why you do what you do and why you care about them. Now, when it comes to building relationships and increasing sales, sharing your why story is like pouring lighter fluid on your communication and marketing messages. In that presentation, I don't just tell my audience that they should create the why story, I give them concrete action steps so they can actually go and do it themselves when I'm gone.
Now, you once told me that you had someone come up to you after one of your presentations and say, you know, Deirdre, most presenters, they just give us the sizzle. You gave us the sizzle and the steak.
Yes.
Where was he going with that?
Yeah, so the steak, what he meant, Tim, was that I gave them an application, some tangible techniques they could use long after I'm gone. Like for me, you know what, my goal as a speaker, Tim, every time I speak, people are busy. I want them to think, wow, I'm so glad I spent my valuable time with Deirdre, even if I never cross paths with them again. I want to know that I've changed their life.
We have nothing more valuable in our lives than time.
Exactly.
And I recently had an opportunity where people were talking to me about a speaking opportunity, and that was the question they asked me was, well, what's the leave behind? What can you leave behind for our staff that they have the language to carry this out and take it forward?
Right.
And so it lets you know that, okay, you really have to have this all thought out and worked out.
Absolutely, that's what people want these days.
Okay, so when it comes to giving your audiences steps for their presentations, they tend to get hung up on one particular thing. What is that?
Yeah, I noticed that when I'm working with clients and teaching them how to become crazy good speakers and we get to the A, the thing that people get hung up on is thinking the A has to be some sort of complicated rocket science. And they're like, I can't think of anything. It can be totally simple. In fact, sometimes the simpler, the better.
Okay, so for example?
Yeah, so an example might be, well, I gave you an example about my why story, right? Like showing them exactly how to craft the why story. Something else might be for my financial advisor clients. Maybe you're talking about saving for retirement. It could be to tell your audience to track their spending for a month or create an online account for Social Security if you're talking about Social Security, right? It could be getting up every single day and, asking yourself a simple question or, practicing gratitude. I have a client who's an attorney and one of her steps is to make sure her audience knows to check the beneficiaries of their will. So simple, everyday, common sense things that aren't common sense to most people.
And believe me, Deirdre has told me time and time again, keep it simple.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Any other tips?
Keep it simple. So I would just say that for every point you have, aim to give your audience one tangible, actionable takeaway. When you do this, you not only become memorable, but you can truly change people's lives.
And for the bonus?
For today's bonus, it's a template to help you brainstorm the tangible actions your audience can take from listening to your talk. So go to crazygoodtalks.com/bonus and the number 18. And until next time, be blessed and make it a crazy good day.